Right now, tensions building in the Middle East with new attacks overnight, and the president, he has a warning on the U.S. attacking Iran.
Plus, celebrating Juneteenth, how Madison is commemorating the holiday. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Thursday. It is Juneteenth. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, a holiday and a lot of events going on. We're going to break down some of the stuff that you can partake in today and later on in the weekend, coming up a little later.
Yeah, so obviously a lot of people getting out and about today and over the next few days, but they're going to need to take some precautions. Savannah?
Got some heat.
Yeah, definitely going to need to take some precautions because the storm chances today and tomorrow, but mostly because of the heat that we're going to see Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We've got alert days in the forecast each one of those days for the dangerous heat. 63 right now. Temperatures are off to a mild start. It's the dew points, though, and high humidity levels. Very muggy outside. And then, yeah, we've got those 3 alert days. We added Monday on this morning to already Saturday and Sunday alert days because the temperatures that are going to be in the lower to mid 90s and our heat index values that are going to at least be near, if not exceed 100. That allows for heat-related illness to be more possible and even likely those days. This is the outlook for Sunday specifically. All of us in the red, and if not most in the purple, which is extreme risk from the heat we're going to see. We'll have more details on that coming up.
Savannah, thank you for the update. We're going to some breaking news from overnight. SpaceX's Starship 36 exploded during a routine static fire test at the Starbase facility in Texas.
Take a look at this video showing the ship bursting into flames and shooting debris into the air. The explosion happened during what SpaceX calls a major anomaly at the test stand. Cameron County, where the base is located, reports no injuries from the incident, though there is an investigation underway right now to determine what caused the explosion.
And also in some national news this morning, Iran has struck the main hospital in southern Israel. It has injured at least 40 in attacks through the morning. This as President Donald Trump is warning he may not reach a decision on attacking Iran until the last minute. Sources say plans have already been drawn up if the U.S. decides to join Israel in its offensive against Iran's nuclear program. Iran's supreme leader said his nation will not surrender. He also threatening irreparable damage if the U.S. gets involved. Protests are growing nationwide against U.S. involvement in the conflict. Lawmakers from both parties are also introducing resolutions aimed at blocking President Trump from launching strikes on Iran.
One of the many factors affecting the stock markets this morning, we're keeping an eye on futures and overnight trading. Dow futures are down 162 points, or about 0.4%. S&P futures and NASDAQ futures are down about 0.4% as well. Well, today is Juneteenth, the annual holiday commemorating the end of slavery in the U.S. and celebrating the importance of black culture.
Right now, fans can celebrate Juneteenth with Forward Madison. Last night, the soccer team played Westchester with a special jersey. Our Tanisha Shaw shows us how the team is celebrating freedom on the field.
Before Thursday's game, Forward players will be warming up in this jersey. The color and design that you're seeing represents deep American culture.
It showcases culture, music, dance, ancestry.
Red, green, black, and yellow will take over Bree Stevens Field. Brooklyn Dobie designed this shirt for Juneteenth. As a black woman from Madison, she's always celebrated the holiday.
Growing up, we went to Penn Park to celebrate Juneteenth, where you could feel celebrated with strangers and people you know. Everyone was just coming together to make you feel loved and part of the community.
Chris Fox collaborated on this jersey with Dobie. He co-founded Ford's BIPOC support group, Featherstone Flamingos. Fox said that all black people, let alone Americans, weren't raised celebrating Juneteenth.
I think it's been overlooked for way too long, both in the education system and in family households.
Growing up, I wasn't really talked about like in public spaces. I feel like schools didn't really teach about Juneteenth until maybe recently.
On June 19th in 1865, troops freed the last of enslaved African Americans in Galveston, Texas. This happening more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation.
My favorite quote is, "They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds." And that's like so powerful to me because time and time again, I see black people like getting knocked down, but still getting up and not letting it defeat them.
To Dobie and Fox, the collaboration to work on this shirt is more than a pregame jersey. It's proving how the community can come together to celebrate each other.
Seeing a bunch of small white kids running around with Juneteenth flags, asking questions, having those conversations with their parents, that's an uplifting moment. That helps bring community together, that helps break down walls and barriers, and for me, it's a beautiful thing.
Reporting in Madison, Tanisha Shaw, News 3 Now.
Proceeds from the jersey will support the Madison nonprofit Progress Center for Black Women. You can find a link on our website now.
You can head to Sun Prairie for a Juneteenth celebration today. The city's event will feature Juneteenth educational activities and speakers, as well as performances, resource fair, and family activities. It'll take place at Wetmore Park starting from 4 to 7 p.m. And get this, at 5 o'clock, free barbecue. Free barbecue, that's right, 5 o'clock right here at Wetmore Park tonight. If you want more information, just head to the City of Sun Prairie website.
You can find Juneteenth celebrations throughout the weekend. Tomorrow is the Juneteenth block party starting at 5 at Vera Court Neighborhood Center in Madison. And also tomorrow evening, you can go to the Black Business Hub for a 21 and over social family reunion. Then on Saturday, the historical Juneteenth Freedom Parade starts at the Labor Temple in Madison at 10:30. The route leads to Madison's 36th annual celebration at Penn Park starting at 12. Stoughton will hold its 6th annual celebration on Sunday.
Lawmakers continue to debate President Trump's tariff policies in Washington. Meantime, here at home, confusion for what this means for businesses and consumers. Congressman Mark Pocan met with a small business owner in Evansville who bought an old doctor's office and turned it into a storefront. She says anchoring a store downtown comes with tight margins, and as a result, the additional costs from tariffs have been passed on to her customers.
I absorb other costs with just, my physical location and then also shipping in freight charges. So, a tariff will just push us over the edge.
We've heard people who do very, large medical, scientific things that are being affected to local retailers in places like Evansville.
Congressman Pocan says he is frustrated that Congress has been left out of the tariff process. He thinks that there's not a clear message coming from Washington right now.
Meanwhile, U.S. Senator Ron Johnson is also speaking out against the president's budget bill. His office releasing a statement saying, quote, Republicans must ask themselves whether they're willing to address the spending problem. I hope the answer is yes. Earlier this week, Senate Republicans proposed their changes. In total, the bill raises the debt ceiling by $5 trillion.
At the state capitol, legislation will allow eligible app-based workers like DoorDash drivers access to benefits, and it is heading now to the governor's desk. This portable benefits bill is the first of its kind in the nation. It'll allow platforms like DoorDash to contribute money to a flexible benefits account for workers. Those savings could then be used for benefits like health care and retirement. The bill passed both the Wisconsin Senate and the Assembly yesterday and now heads to the governor.
A recall effort targeting DeForest Village trustee Bill Landgraf is underway. More than 900 residents have signed a petition claiming Landgraf intimidated and harassed community members and acted unprofessionally online. The controversy stems from the board's vote to remove fluoride from drinking water, a move Landgraf supported. Police report shows an officer warned Landgraf to stop his actions following disputes with residents.
Residents of DeForest felt that they had been stalked, they had been antagonized, that they had been placed in uncomfortable situations by Bill Landgraf.
Landgraf declined an on-camera interview, but denies the harassment claims in a written statement, adding that said claims are, quote, baseless and politically motivated. Petitioners need 1,400 signatures to force a special election. They have until July 17th to collect those signatures. You can visit channel3000.com for Landgraf's full response.
Sun Prairie's Mural Fest highlighting some local artists this week. During the festival's grand opening yesterday, visitors witnessed the refresh of a unique tribute to Dane County's artistic history. Sun Prairie, the birthplace, of course, of modernist painter Georgia O'Keeffe. It's also the birthplace of O'Keeffe's farmstead counterpart, Georgia Cowkeeffe, which you see it right here. This year, the statue's getting a makeover, befitting its history.
This is an exciting morning for our unveiling of the beloved George Cowkeeffe. She now returns with a renewed look, and this is her first makeover in 18 years.
The restored statue represents more than just art, of course. Organizers say it's a testament to Sun Prairie's commitment to creativity, honoring O'Keeffe's legacy, and inspiring a new generation of artists who are transforming the city's cultural landscape. The Sun Prairie Mural Fest runs until next Thursday. You can watch 9 local national artists live, watch them paint right there on the north side of the Washington Mills building at various times until then.
And our Josh Spider will be out there tomorrow live, giving us an inside look of the progress so far. So
Can't wait to see it.
yeah, it's a real cool
Sure,
thing
he'll
going
have
on.
plenty of cow puns.
Yep, I'm waiting. I'm going to start tallying them up because Josh always got the goods. Well, let's check on Savannah. What's coming up?
Well, guys, we have a ring of fire pattern that's going to settle up, and we're going to see daily storm chances because of this. We'll talk more about what a ring of fire pattern is and the heat also that's going to come out of this.
And coming up in your morning sports, it's a family affair at the Duck Pond. Meet the sibling duo that's part of both the Mallards and Nightmares.
And we're also working for the weekend in the 608 this morning. I'll have your 3 things to do coming up.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Well, we're tracking a few showers moving out of here. For the most part, no one else is going to see that much rainfall, at least accumulating rainfall. A few isolated storms are still in the forecast. We'll talk about that in a second. 63, we do have partly sunny skies. That's going to stick around for the majority of the day with warmer temperatures. We're back with highs in the mid to even lower 80s this afternoon, maybe a couple of upper 80s. That's more likely tomorrow. And then over the weekend, very hot. These are the few stray showers we have southeast of Janesville right now. The storm chance has not changed. Everyone across southern Wisconsin still at that green. That's a marginal risk later today. The heightened threat is going to be across central and northern Wisconsin really today. Better chance tomorrow, and then overnight Camp Douglas, Black River Falls up near Eau Claire and Wausau. So for the most part, I think that's where the better storm chances are going to be. If we're able to see those as they move in further to our southeast, gusty winds and hail would be the threats that we could see. It'll be a similar story then overnight Friday into early Saturday. Our dew points already about 60 this morning to even 65. It's a little humid, but then you see those dew points surge on Friday during the day, and that stays the case Saturday, Sunday into Monday. We could at least have 70-degree dew points, including our nighttime dew points, and then even during the afternoon hours, maybe even as high as 75 to 76. So very, very humid. We're also going to be dealing with the heat as well. Those heat index values are going to be at least to about 100, if not above that, and exceeding it for Sunday. That could carry over into Monday. So we did add Monday to our string of alert days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Now are the 3 alert days. We at least are under that red. Everyone else, for the most part, across southern Wisconsin with the purple. That is extreme risk from the heat that we're going to be seeing. That's specifically for Sunday. We have an extreme heat watch in place west of Madison right now for areas like Prairie du Chien, Boscobel, Platteville, and Viroqua. We're going to probably see everyone across the southern Wisconsin and the state of Wisconsin get added to that. The temperature, that's on the left, will be in the lower to mid 90s Saturday, Sunday, into Monday. The pink, that's our heat index, though. We're at least going to be near 100 Saturday, and then probably up to about 105, maybe as high as 107 on Sunday, and that'll carry over into Monday too. I want to note our nighttime temperatures do not get below the mid 70s. That's also dangerous because you have the heat. We're going to be in the 90s during the day, and our bodies don't have time to fully cool down when you have nighttime temperatures that are going to be in the 70s. So that does increase the risk of heat-related illness each one of those days and nights.
All right. It's just coming in with like a bang, like this heat just kind of.
Summer is here. The first full day of summer, by the way, it starts at 9:41 Friday, but the first full day is Saturday, and yeah, it'll feel like
Go
summer.
right on cue.
Yep.
Thanks, Savannah. Hey folks, almost the weekend in the 608, so it's time to see what's happening.
Josh Fighter is all over it this morning, of course, joining us now in studio. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. So we're already approaching the end of June, and we are busier than ever this summer in the 608. So here are my 3 things to do this weekend. The 75th annual Madison Area Parade of Homes begins Friday, running June 20th through the 29th. This milestone event showcases 33 stunning homes built by 26 of the area's top builders. Now, this year's the 75th anniversary, and the parade features a mix of parade sites and scattered site homes. The parade site neighborhoods Kilkenny Farms West and Wanakee, which we were at yesterday, and Windsor Gardens in Windsor, each host a collection of homes situated side by side for easy touring. The remaining scattered site homes are individually located across Dane County in neighborhoods. Tickets are available online. We have that link on channel3000.com. The annual Taste of Stoughton is back on Saturday at Nordic Ridge Park. This is your opportunity to bring your blankets, chairs, and kids to enjoy a day of local food, drink, and music, all while supporting the community. The Taste of Stoughton runs Saturday, June 21st from 10 to 9. General admission is free, and all kids' activities are also free. Then on Sunday, the Strawberry Shortcake Social happening at the Larson House Museum. That features McFarland's best strawberry shortcake. The strawberries are freshly picked and the shortcake is homemade. The event also boasts a variety of live entertainment acts, lawn games, and free tours of the Larson House. Beverages and hot dogs are also going to be served, with all those proceeds benefiting the McFarland Historical Society. That is happening Sunday afternoon from 1 to 5. For more happenings this weekend in the 608, just go to channel3000.com. Boy, it's going to be a hot one, though. You're going to want to make sure you have the water and all that stuff ready, because we're going to be sweating it out.
Yes, and maybe limit your time outdoors, too. Don't spend too much time out in the heat.
I think it's hard. At least we got a little bit of a preview of the humidity this week, but it's always just kind of like when it slaps you right in the face that first time for summer, it's like, oh boy, we haven't felt this for a while.
Those pools and beaches will be packed this weekend.
Big time.
Yes.
I know I'm hitting the lake.
I was going to say, you're going to be out on the lake?
Yeah.
You were out there when it even got just a little bit hot.
Just a little,
Just a little bit.
I think one time it was like 59 degrees, so you got to take it while you can get it.
Yes.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
You bet, guys.
Josh is always looking for inspirational stories to share in the 608. Got an idea? Let him know about it.
The Mallards and Nightmares are officially in season, and they have something no one else does in the Northwoods League, a brother-sister duo. As Andrew Banster explains why this summer is the summer of the Morenos.
For Liam and Lucy Moreno,
I make him proud and he makes me proud, and it's just kind of a full circle moment that we get to see each other ball out.
playing ball at the duck pond is a family affair.
Growing up, me and my sister would come to these games thinking like they were professional games. I honestly didn't know they were college games until I started playing here.
Liam is in his 5th season playing for the Mallards.
I get a sense of pride when I'm watching Liam, like whenever he does good, and just supporting him in all of his endeavors and everything. I even worked here last summer.
But this summer, Lucy isn't just watching Liam play. She's living out her own dream, playing for the Madison Nightmares.
It's really a great opportunity. Me and my brother get to share the same field and get to play in the same season, you know, live in the same house at the same time.
These same kids that grew up at Warner Park are now the first siblings to play for both the Mallards and the Nightmares.
Honestly, it's an honor because Northwoods is one of the highest levels of baseball in the summer, and the fact that we get to be playing in the same spot, same level together, it's pretty cool.
They're calling it the Summer of Moreno.
It's pretty special. I'm gonna try to ball out the best I can, and he's probably gonna do the same, and just, you know, have a great Moreno season.
But after all,
I look forward to continuing to watch her here because, like I said, I'm sure she'll come back, and hopefully I'll be in the stands rather than on the field next year.
It always was with these two on the diamond. In Madison, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Sports.
And 9 days after the Packers released Jair Alexander, the two-time Pro Bowler has found a new home. Alexander signed a one-year deal with the Ravens to team up with his former college teammate Lamar Jackson. Remember, the Packers host the Ravens Week 17. And that's it for sports. Have a great day.
You too, Zach. Still ahead, an epic Father's Day prank.
We're back right after this. Welcome back. This photo is from Linda. She says Sandhill Crane dancing around, protecting or impressing his mate.
Sure is.
That's our job. Protect and impress.
Doing the thing, flapping around.
Thanks, Linda. Well, check this out. We're talking about an epic Father's Day prank this morning. Moms at a church in North Texas all got their husbands the same shirt for Father's Day and then convinced them all to wear it to church.
Yes.
Look at all of them. And could you have picked like a more dad shirt?
That's really dad-like.
Yeah.
I saw when I picked this story this morning. I'm like, that's actually a pretty nice shirt. That's nice. Like, I would wear it.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of dad jokes along with it.
Yeah. Yeah, my husband definitely would have fell for it and wore the shirt. He would have worn the shirt because...
You would have believed anything you said, right?
And I mean, like when I buy shirts now, he's like, okay.
All right.
Yeah, most of us just do whatever they tell us. And it's just like, sure, I'll wear it. Yeah, good idea.
That may have not been his style, but you know, it worked for those guys out there.
As you imagine, the video racked up millions of views in just a short amount of time. Oh boy. Yeah, is Dad hard to shop for you guys?
So it's funny, I always pass my stuff on to my dad. So like I'll wear something, I kid you not, for like 10 years. And then I give it to him and he's like, yes, you know, and it's like, and then every time I see him, he's wearing it. So
Good dad.
dads can be pretty easy, honestly.
That's good.
My dad has loved all the clothes I got him.
I made my dad a Father's Day Bears blanket.
You made
Chris,
it?
Yeah, the Tide blanket.
Whoa.
Chris was like, throw it away.
Does he use it?
Yeah, he does.
That's cool.
We'll talk about the heat that's in the forecast coming up.
This morning, new details in an elaborate poisoning plot. Who authorities say the couple was targeting.
And we've now added Monday onto the string of alert days in the forecast for the dangerous heat.
And communities across Madison gear up for Juneteenth. And look at what's happening, what's closed, and how the city plans to honor freedom.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. Got the whole gang at the desk to start off the half hour. Got a lot to get to.
Go team.
Yes, we do. Aside from the heat, but we're going to get to some breaking from overnight first.
And so SpaceX Starship was supposed to take off last night. It exploded, though, during a routine static fire test at the Starbase facility in Texas yesterday. The video here shows the ship bursting into flames, shooting debris into the air. It happened during what SpaceX calls a major anomaly at the test stand. Cameron County officials, where the base is located, reports no injuries from the incident and that an investigation is underway to determine what caused the explosion.
All right. Well, the thing that's on everyone's mind for the next few days, the heat, Savannah.
The heat is in the forecast, and it's already warm and humid out there right now. We're at 63 in Madison, a couple of upper 50s. Most of us are waking up to around 60 into the lower 60s at the warmest this morning. We do have an extreme heat or extreme risk from the heat that we're going to see over the weekend. This is specifically for Sunday. All of us at least at the red level, but most of us across southern Wisconsin need purple. That's why we have 3 alert days in the forecast. We've added on Monday, Saturday and Sunday were already alert days because of the heat yesterday, and now we've added Monday on all across southern Wisconsin. Our temperatures will be in the 90s, well into the 90s, and then our heat index values, those are at least going to be near, if not above 100. We'll talk more about that coming up.
Savannah, thank you. We begin this morning with an update to the alleged poison plot that sparked a hazmat response. This morning, a man and woman are facing charges. The woman is facing charges for allegedly helping her boyfriend poison women he may have dated in Middleton and Rock County.
Andrea Whitaker and Paul Van Duyn are currently in jail in connection with the case. Police searched 3 locations in this investigation: Whitaker's home, Van Duyn's home, and the Monday scene on Skyline Drive. Van Duyn is booked on stalking and first-degree intentional homicide charges, which can also include attempted homicide. Whitaker faces charges for harboring and aiding a felon. Her cash bond is set at $750,000. Our Ellie La Liberté breaks down Whitaker's court appearance.
Andrea Whitaker's initial appearance in court follows days of scenes like this across Madison.
It does appear that this defendant, Mr. Van Duyn, have started dating and apparently created this plot to kill his ex-girlfriends.
According to prosecutors, last month, a woman in Middleton reported that after someone broke into her car, she noticed water in a water bottle tasted weird, so she spit it out. A few weeks later, it happened again, so she called the police. The water tested positive for cyanide. In Rock County, a second woman was hospitalized for exposure to cyanide.
That both of these women are simply connected to Mr. Van Duyn, having dated him only briefly, some of them 2 years ago, and one of them only on 2 dates.
Whitaker was arrested because, according to prosecutors, Van Duyn called her from jail and asked her to remove items from his home on Spooner Street.
DCI agents were actually standing by at the house and found this defendant taking those items out of the house, obviously in an attempt to conceal the crime.
Prosecutors claim that Whitaker was texting Van Duyn about the plan and searching up lethal ways to use cyanide.
She is likely the brains of the operation. It's believed that this defendant has an academic background in pharmacology.
But Whitaker's defense says her involvement isn't certain.
We just know she knows this guy. We don't know what more she's been involved in.
And although Whitaker is not yet charged, the judge says she's likely to be upgraded to attempted homicide as a co-conspirator.
I can't remember in my career seeing a situation where the risk to the public is so great, but also the evidence seems to be so documented and clear of what the plan was. in which these 2 women have almost lost their lives.
Reporting in Madison, Ellie La Liberté, News 3 Now.
Court records say that 7 DCI agents were hospitalized after coming into contact with harmful chemicals that were involved in this case. Van Duyn and Whitaker, meantime, are expected in court again tomorrow.
In other local news this morning, as the nation marks the 160th anniversary of Juneteenth, the city of Madison is getting ready to celebrate this Saturday. This year's theme, Together We Still Rise, reflects collective resilience and continued growth. Now here's a heads up if you're heading downtown Saturday, starting at 10:30 a.m. Multiple streets will close for the Juneteenth celebration. South Park Street will close from West Badger Road to West Wingwood Drive. The street will reopen by noon for the parade, which ends at Penn Park. So streets around the park will remain closed until 7:30 p.m. Some Metro bus routes will also be affected, but for more details, you can visit the City of Madison's website.
Well, if today is your trash day and you live in the city of Madison, you don't need to put your bins out this morning. So again, if today is your trash and recycling day, you want to get that out by 6:30 tomorrow morning. And if your trash day is Friday, everything should continue as normal. Another note here, the Street Division's drop-off sites will be closed today for the holiday too.
Some Juneteenth celebrations across the country are being scaled back or even canceled this year. Organizers cite safety concerns and growing pushback against diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, making it harder to host events. Juneteenth became a federal holiday in 2021. The date in 1865 commemorates the end of slavery in the U.S.
In Milwaukee, Mayor Cavalier Johnson addressing the city's continued growing diversity. He's encouraged by support that he says he's seen at Juneteenth celebrations, saying that it shows that people are recognizing the importance of the holiday. Johnson says the events aren't just for diversity's sake.
More and more people are starting to understand the harsh treatment, the original sin of this country, of slavery towards black people. And in the trying political times that we have in the United States today, right, it's important for all of us to understand that history. It's important for all of us to stand up, to say we will not turn back, we will not forget, we will know our history, we will lift it up, we will celebrate ourselves, and we will go forth and make sure that all people in this city and in this state and in this country are free, all right? Free. That's what this day is about.
You can find Juneteenth celebrations throughout the weekend. Tomorrow is the Juneteenth Block Party starting at 5 at Vera Court Neighborhood Center in Madison. And tomorrow evening, you can go to the Black Business Hub for a 21 and over social family reunion. Then on Saturday, as mentioned, the historical Juneteenth Freedom Parade starts at the Labor Temple in Madison at 10:30. The route leads to Madison's 36th annual celebration at Penn Park starting at 12. And Stoughton will hold its 6th annual celebration on Sunday. In other news, the Federal Reserve is holding interest rates steady. This announcement follows President Trump calling Fed Chairman Jerome Powell stupid. The president believes a rate cut would help borrowers save on interest. However, the Fed cites too much uncertainty and the risk of rising inflation as reasons to maintain current rates.
Japan's Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel finalizing a historic partnership with a unique twist. The deal includes a golden share, which gives the U.S. government a say in key decisions. This comes after a year and a half of national security concerns and political hurdles, including pressure from President Donald Trump. The $15 billion buyout by the Japanese company marks a significant step in the steel industry, impacting domestic production and competition.
With temperatures on the rise over the next few days, many will take a trip to the lake or beach, but Public Health Madison and Dane County wants swimmers to check water conditions before just diving in.
Yeah, water quality is monitored at more than 20 local beaches from Memorial Day through Labor Day, and right now 4 beaches are closed to swimming. Brittingham Beach is closed because of blue-green algae. Olbrich and Goodland County Park beaches are closed because of elevated bacteria levels. And then there's Lake Mendota County Park Beach, which is closed right now for construction, but all 5 lake access points for boating and paddling do remain open.
And health officials remind you to always check the water before swimming. Officials say conditions can change quickly and test results may not reflect real-time safety. So avoid water after heavy rain and stay clear of blue-green algae blooms, which can make the water look murky, sometimes green, blue, reddish purple, or brown. And if the sign says the water's closed, stay out and keep pets out too. For beach status updates, you can head to the public health website. Guys, how's those waters been looking when you got out there on the water?
So actually this year, for anybody that's been out on the lake, it's been really good.
Nice.
Because the temperatures have been cooler. In my 7 years here, honestly, I've never seen Lake Mendota this clean at this point of the season. Though with the heat coming in, I know that's going to be changing. And honestly, the last couple of times I've taken a look, it's already starting to change.
Okay, yeah, same with me when I take my paddleboard out. It's been okay on some of the lakes around here, but yeah, I do expect that to change because of the heat that we're tracking for the weekend. We're looking at the lower to mid 90s.
And that with the rain, it kind of washes all the gunk in there. So unfortunately, I always feel like by the time we get to the 4th of July, especially the Madison lakes, sometimes they're not the best, and it's just a bummer because that's what everyone wants to do, right? It's, you know, to stay cool. If you don't have a pool, you go in the lake.
Yeah.
And we're so lucky to live here.
Exactly.
But sometimes you just have to be careful where you're jumping in.
Exactly. And yeah, the heat this weekend, I mean, it really starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right, tomorrow and into Saturday, Sunday, Monday, right?
Yeah, our alert days are for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We'll talk about how high the heat index values are going to be.
And of course, we'll have more on everything you need to know when you head out.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Well, you ever wanted to go to your local supermarket and sweep everything off the shelves? Well, this Saturday, you'll be able to do that at the Westside Community Market while also benefiting the community.
Buy Out the Market is for the community to come out and buy literally everything at the market to donate to neighbors in need. When you buy something at the market, you can take it directly to the Buy One for a Neighbor booth for donation. It's the market's hope that this new program will help both local farmers and those in need by granting them access to fresh produce. Again, the first event takes place this Saturday at the Westside Community Market. That runs from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
There you go. All right. Saturday, though, it will be a warm one. Let's check in with Savannah Brito, see what's going on with their forecast today and headed into that steamy weekend and beyond. Hey there.
Yeah, hey guys, we are tracking 3 alert days because the dangerous heat Saturday, Sunday, and now I added on Monday to that as well because we're still going to have that. Right now, it's not a bad start. We're in the 60s, got a couple of 50s out there, upper 50s though, so temperatures are comfortable. We just have higher humidity levels and dew points that are not far behind that this morning. The rain moving out of here might see a stray shower or two. That can't be ruled out as we head into this afternoon and evening into early Monday or early Friday morning. I do think for the most part that's mainly going to be confined to central and also northern Wisconsin. If we're able to see a few of those spotty ones, gusty winds, and some minor hail going to be the threats that we could see. Similar story tomorrow, although I think our better threats are going to be up towards the Dells and more specifically Black River Falls, Camp Douglas, and up near Eau Claire and Wausau across central and northern Wisconsin. Anything we see overnight Friday into Saturday, similar story again. Central Wisconsin, because we do have that stalled front. It lifts north, and that's where the best storm chance is going to be the next couple of days. We're dry then for the rest of the weekend, but then we've got the heat that builds Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Our actual air temperatures are going to get into the lower to mid 90s, but when you factor in the heat index values, that's what it feels like on your body. Those are going to be near and even exceed 100 degrees some of those days. Right now, the extreme heat watch is confined to areas west of here. I do think everyone, not only across southern Wisconsin, but the state of Wisconsin will eventually get added to this. That is for Saturday and Sunday. We've got this ridge that's going to build that'll bring us the 90s in areas near Dallas and across Texas and the deep south near 100-degree temperatures. So lots of the country is going to be dealing with the extreme heat and also heat advisories, alerts, extreme heat watches, and warnings. The actual air temperature on Saturday, 93, but the pink bar, that's the heat index, 101, so we'll at least be near 100, if not above that. I think that'll be more so the case on Sunday. Now, it is going to be breezy over the weekend, not necessarily into Monday. That could limit some of our heat index. I still think with the sunshine and also the heat that's building, we'll still have heat index values that exceed 100 degrees. That's possible also Monday. That's why we added that to the alert day. When you have those temperatures and then also heat index values specifically that are between 90 and up to 105, which everyone will see, maybe even a little bit above that, that increases the risk of heat-related illness, heat exhaustion, or heat strokes each one of those days. And look at our nighttime temperatures. Those do not dip below 75 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. When you have temperatures, nighttime temperatures that stay that warm, your body doesn't really have full time to cool down. That's why there's an increased risk of heat-related illness even during the nighttime hours too.
Not enough time to give the AC a break.
No, either. Oh, I don't want to see my bill next month.
Right.
Oh yeah, when you're running it at 68 at night, I wouldn't want to see it either.
Only at night. It'll be a triple digit.
All right, thanks, Savannah. Hey, we're looking for some plan your day videos, always. So if you want to record one and get a personalized forecast from Savannah, just send it our way. You can upload it to the channel3000.com website, the First Warn Weather app, Facebook Messenger, or email it to us.
It's almost the weekend in the 608, so it's time to see what's happening.
Josh Breider all over it this morning, joining us in studio with his picks of the weekend. Hey, buddy.
Hey, good morning to you two. We are already approaching the end of June, and we are busier than ever in this summer in the 608. So here are my 3 things to do. The 75th annual Madison Area Parade of Homes begins Friday, running June 20th through the 29th. Good way to get into the air conditioning. Now, this is the 75th year for this milestone event. It showcases 33 stunning homes built by 26 of area builders. This year's parade features a mix of parade site and scattered site homes. The parade site neighborhoods, Kilkenny Farms West in Wanakee and Windsor Gardens in Windsor, each have a collection of homes that are side by side for easy touring. The remaining scattered site homes are individually located across Dane County in different neighborhoods. Tickets are available online. We have that link on channel3000.com. The annual Taste of Stoughton is back on Saturday at Nordic Ridge Park. This is your opportunity to bring your blankets, chairs, and kids to enjoy a day of local music, food, and drink, all while supporting the community. The Taste of Stoughton runs Saturday, June 21st from 10 to 9. General admission is free, and all the kids' activities are also free. Then on Sunday, the Strawberry Shortcake Social is happening at the Larson House Museum. That features McFarland's best strawberry shortcake. The strawberries are freshly picked and the shortcake is homemade. The event also boasts a variety of live entertainment acts, lawn games, and free tours of the Larson House. Beverages and hot dogs are also served, with all proceeds benefiting the McFarland Historical Society. It is happening Sunday from 1 to 5. For more happenings this weekend in the 608, just go to channel3000.com and hopefully you can find an indoor event or find a pool, find a lake, something to stay cool, because you're not going to want to be out on like the hot pavement or anything on Saturday and Sunday.
As long as you can find the shade. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be looking for, especially at some of the Juneteenth events that I'll be going to over the weekend.
It's going to be something, that's for sure. We're just not used to this heat. You know, you'd think by now we would have had a couple of hot days, but we really have not. Like, it's just
not that many.
Hasn't felt like summer.
But yeah, like I was saying, last summer we were only like, you know, high 70s, low 80s. And that was like the perfect summer for me, honestly. Like my first summer in Wisconsin.
Low 80s is like great. Once you get to like upper 80s, it's like, I'm done.
Right.
I'm out. Shut me down.
Yes, lots going on.
Thanks, Josh. Hey, Josh is always looking for inspiration to share in the 608. Reach out if you've got an idea.
Tonight, the Capital City Band is kicking off its 57th summer season on a special note. The free concert is at 7 p.m. at Rennebaum Park in Madison, and it's a celebration of Juneteenth through music. You'll hear Lift Every Voice and Sing, spirituals, and more, plus performances by singer Megan Kramer and trumpet soloist Zach Massa Myers. This season, longtime conductor Jim Latimer is passing the baton to Dave Pedersen. Concerts run every Thursday evening for 10 weeks. The events are free, open to all ages, and parking is available with volunteers on site to help.
There you go. Sounds lovely.
Yes, that's going on tonight. So if you need something to do with the family, there's lots of things going on throughout the area today.
Yeah.
So you just can't keep up. But yes, that is a free concert for all.
There you go.
Well, coming up in the morning sprint, the Wisconsin Veterans Museum is partaking in a national initiative.
Coming up at the top of the hour, President Donald Trump's, we are back with the sprint right after this. Time for the morning sprint.
This morning, a man and woman are facing charges for an alleged poison plot that sparked a hazmat investigation. The woman is facing charges for allegedly helping her boyfriend poison women he may have dated in Middleton and Rock County. Andrea Whitaker and Paul Van Doon are currently in jail in connection with the case. Van Doon is booked on stalking and first-degree intentional homicide. Whitaker faces charges for harboring and aiding a felon.
Iran has struck the main hospital in southern Israel in new strikes overnight. It has injured at least 40 in attacks throughout the morning. As President Trump, by the way, is warning that he may not reach a decision on attacking Iran until the last minute. Sources say plans have already been drawn up if the U.S. decides to join Israel in its offensive against Iran's nuclear program.
Watch this video here showing SpaceX Starship 36 bursting into flames and shooting debris into the air. It happened during a routine static fire test at the Starbase facility yesterday. Officials report no injuries from the incident. An investigation is underway to determine what caused the explosion.
Well, more than 900 DeForest residents have signed a petition to recall village trustee Bill Landgraf. They're now about 400 votes away from triggering an election. It claims that Landgraf intimidated and harassed community members, though he denies it, saying that they're baseless and politically motivated. The controversy stems from the board's vote to remove fluoride from the drinking water, a move that Landgraf supported.
This Saturday, visit the Wisconsin Veterans Museum after hours to hear veteran stories in their A Slice of History event. It's all part of a nationwide effort to promote museums as civic hubs for younger generations. There's free pizza and live performances from local musicians. You can visit the museum's website for more information at wi/vetsmuseum.com.
Well, temperatures will be back into the 80s this afternoon after the 70s we only had yesterday. That's ahead of our warm up for tomorrow and really in the weekend. That's on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Alert days will be in place all across southern Wisconsin. Our air temperatures lower to mid 90s. The heat index will at least be near 100 and probably exceeding that on Saturday and Sunday.
All right, so you just gotta make sure you're staying hydrated and staying cool.
Take breaks in the shade if you can't get into the air conditioning.
All right, Savannah, all good things. Thank you.
Coming up next, CBS Mornings. Our next newscast is coming up at noon.
And you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+.
Have a great Thursday.